which follows. This is Delhi. Our next program follows.
This is All India Radio. You will now hear comments from the press. The Statesman writing editorial Senseless Tragedy on a fire in a Delhi market says it is another familiar tragedy that has left dozens of poor families devastated. It is just another senseless loss of lives, another round of political bickering over an event that could so easily have been prevented. The editorial says the tragedy occurred only because of the negligence of the authorities. The building had no fire safety clearances, no fire safety equipment, flouted laws by allowing employees to sleep in the dingy, ill-ventilated premises, and according to reports, even employed child labor. The newspaper asks, how could this have been overlooked by all the agencies concerned over the years? It recalls that 22 years ago in Delhi's worst fire tragedy, 59 people lost their lives, but no lesson seems to have been learnt since then. Concluding the editorial, the Daily asks, how many more tragedies will it take for the authorities to wake up to the necessity of a foolproof fire safety protocol? Writing on the same topic, the Indian Express in its editorial Put Out the Fire says, in post-liberalization era, unregulated manufacturing units have mushroomed in several lower middle-class residential areas, unauthorized colonies and slum clusters of the national capital. Anaj Mandi is a good example of the liberalized economy's underbelly. Once a flourishing wholesale grain market, its traders have now moved to bigger markets. In the Mandi's serpentine lanes, units producing school bags, garments and toy factories and printing units exist, cheek by jowl with residential quarters. These, as Sunday's accident shows, are tinder boxes. In the end, the paper asks, should not the government, which swears by small-scale industry, attempt a more creative solution that enables safer working conditions without stifling entrepreneurship? Hindustan Times is of view that it is business as usual till the next tragedy strikes. The Anaj Mandi fire has shaken Delhi's citizens. Poor migrant workers in search of livelihoods, cramped in a small space after a week of rigorous work, suddenly found themselves choking to death. At a larger level, it reflects the crisis and failure of urban governance. The Daily says, if Delhi has to avert such accidents in the future, it is time to go back to the drawing board. Every administrator and citizen knows that the core of the problem is the multiplicity of agencies. It is time to have a single regulatory and licensing authority. This authority must be mandated with the power to assess proposals, give licenses to legal entities, enforce compliance with all regulations, and crack down when any unit is found to be in violation of rules or safety norms. Newspapers have also commented on other issues in their editorials. The Times of India, writing on the BJP win in the Karnataka Assembly by-poll election, says that it is a big boost for the B.S. Yediyurappa government. The BJP has won 12 of the 15 seats that went for the by-polls last week. The paper says now the BJP has a solid majority in the state with 117 out of 223 assembly seats. The results also mean that JDS now has to ponder its future as its regional outfit image has diminishing mileage. And the Congress has to seriously think about reorganizing its Karnataka unit. The Daily opines that the BJP will be happy as it has been able to make up for the loss of face in Maharashtra, but with its Karnataka majority, the party must now focus on governance and delivery. The Asian Age also says after the by-poll triumphs, BSY's stocks is rising. The Daily underlines that the lone saffron bastion in the south has again bucked the nationwide trend. It says in winning the by-poll, Mr. Yediyurappa hasn't just wiped out his rivals in the opposition, he has ended the myth that party affiliations matter more to voters than loyalty to candidates. Not lost in the victory din, he has sent a message to the BJP top brass that his popularity isn't restricted to Lingayat strongholds. This is, after all, the first time that the BJP has made inroads into the Vokkaliga belt in the Kaveri Delta, winning K.R. Pete in Mandya. The Daily also says the Congress and the JDS both paid the price for overconfidence. Congress's Siddaramaiah may be looking at the end of the road, while the family-run JDS has clearly hit rock bottom. Mr. Yediyurappa also signalled that neither age nor the threat to banish him was going to stop him. With this victory, the BJP Chief Minister is hoping he will finally complete a full term in office. He simply cannot